Welcome to lesson number 8. We are finishing off the series on the 7 ways to balance your blood sugar. We've talked about drinking more water, sleeping, moving more, eating more, adding healthy fats, and consistent meal timing. And we have one more. And that one is to evaluate the best protein source for you. So I think one mistake that a lot of people make is that they see a diet or they see somebody eating a certain way and they think that that's the way that they should eat. But in reality, you really need to discover how you should be eating for your body. Our bodies are the best experiment that we have. Like, we have it in us to experiment with all the time. And too many times people are afraid to experiment with their own bodies. But that's what it's for. Like, you have to figure out what foods help you have the most energy, what foods help you not crave as much junk, what foods make you just feel best. They make you feel the leanest. They help you have the flattest tummy, right? Like, you have to figure that out, and only you can do that. So it does take a little bit of work. So I'm going to share a little information with you, and then I'm going to give you an experiment to do next week, and I'm going to do it with you. So protein is so important. It is one of the macronutrients. Remember, our macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So protein is one of the most important elements that's going to help give you energy, okay? And what happens if you are having too little protein is you're going to have crazy sugar cravings because you're not going to be fueling your body enough. You're going to feel fatigued or weak. You may lose hair. You may have a change in like your hair texture. You may feel like spacey or jittery or just like unfocused, or that brain fog, right? You may have a lot of belly bloating because your body just is not working properly because you're putting too much protein in your body, and maybe it's not the right kind of protein. And then too much protein, that was for if you weren't giving yourself enough protein. If you're having too much protein, you may be experiencing constipation. We all know that feeling. And then that makes you feel bloated and gross. You may have bad breath. I mean, think about if you ate like meat all day long. Ugh. Yeah. You're probably going to gain weight. You might feel like tight or stiff or like just tense, like your body doesn't feel like it can move properly. You may be craving sweets because the sweet cravings actually lighten the tightness. So that may be something you're experiencing. Or your body can become too acidic. So we can get into this a different day, but really, your body is either acidic or in an alkaline level. Or so you want to have a balance, and you want to be more on the alkaline side. And I'm not going to go into details of that right now. I can definitely share more later. But I'm going to give you a way to help you figure out the best protein source for you that's going to help you curb your sugar cravings. It's going to help you have tons of energy and be in the best health for you. Remember, it's all about what's going to work for you. So it's going to be, this experiment may be completely different for you versus me. So you need to know that. We're all going to do the same experiment, but the results are likely going to look different. So it's a 4-day energy experiment. And what it does is each day you're going to play with your protein with your different meals. So how much protein and what type of protein you are eating at each meal. So for example, day 1, at breakfast, you're not going to have any protein, which that's going to be really hard for me to do. But I'm going to do it because I want to play with this. So day 1, you're going to have no protein at breakfast. You're going to have an animal or plant protein at lunch. And at dinner, you're not going to have any protein. And I'm going to give you a sheet to help you track your energy right after, and then 2 hours after you eat that meal, each meal. Day 2, you're going to switch that. So you are going to have protein, either animal or plant. You're going to choose which one. At breakfast, you're not going to have any protein at lunch, and then you're going to have a protein at dinner. Day 3, you're going to have animal protein at every meal. And if you're a vegetarian, let's talk, because we'll just play with plant protein then. And then day 4, maybe your experiment is just 3 days if you're a vegetarian, you don't consume animal products. Day 4 is all plant protein, and I'll give you some plant protein examples. So here's an example of what a day might look like, or some no protein meals might look like, I should say. So no protein breakfast. Some examples could be coffee and a muffin, hot or cold cereal, maybe toast with butter and berries, something where you're not having any protein. So it's more of like a carb breakfast, okay? Lunch, no protein lunch might just be a green salad. Maybe you have some quinoa or something on there. Your quinoa actually could be a protein. Lunch could also be cooked veggies with sweet potatoes. It could be a veggie wrap of some sort, maybe with an apple. Dinner could be veggie soup with some sort of bread. It could be spaghetti squash, Brussels sprouts. It could be pasta with a marinara sauce. Animal proteins are some examples for breakfast. I'm going to give you this sheet as well, so this will be helpful. Hard-boiled eggs with some berries and green tea. You could have chicken breakfast sausages and apple. You could have turkey bacon, toast, and coffee. For lunch, you can have chicken on a salad. You could have salmon on with some cooked veggies and rice. You could have a beef chili. I don't think the animal protein is going to be hard for you to figure out. For dinner, you could have lamb kebabs, rice and veggies. You could have brisket. You could have tilapia with quinoa and veggies. And then plant protein, for breakfast, you could have a gluten-free frozen waffle with grass-fed butter. So that's where your protein is going to come from. And blueberries. You could have toast with refried beans, avocado, and sliced onions. So your protein's coming from the beans. You could have peanut butter granola and berries and tea. So your protein's coming from the nuts. For lunch, you could have Thai curry with tofu and brown rice, black bean soup. You could have hummus with grape leaves on a pita with some veggies. Dinner, you could have black beans and sweet potato soup with some quinoa. You could have a chickpea salad. You could have a veggie burger. So your plant protein is going to be mainly beans. So some sort of bean or tofu even for a plant protein filled dinner or meal, I should say. So it's a 4-day experiment. I'm going to give you the guide so that you can follow it along, and then I want you to track your energy, and then I want you to share it in the Slack group each day. So we're going to share in there. You can even take a picture of your sheet if that works, so you can share each meal, how you're feeling after each meal. But I think it's even going to help me. I have not done this experiment yet. I meant to a while ago, and I haven't done it. So you guys are going to help me challenge myself. So if you are not in the Slack group, then just message me this worksheet back, because I'd love to help you, and I'd love to learn more about what works best for you, because then I can help you even more. I hope you guys are having a great day.